we're going to cook kalabasa in gata or squash in coconut milk or otherwise known as ginisang kalabasa. So I'm using about half a head of squash. We're going to chop this later into bite-sized pieces because you can't cook this big, of course. We're going to need about a fourth of a kilogram pork cubes that I've soaked in water because this is going to the stove to extract the broth. We also need coconut milk, of course. I use the canned version because I find that the ones I bought at the market before, though fresh, it really goes bad fast. So I switched to the canned version. It's good anyway. And we also need the following: garlic, ginger, and onion. You can slice them up any way you want. For the garlic, you can lessen the amount, but I like to put a lot of garlic in my food. So it's about half a head of garlic, about 2 tablespoons of ginger, and a head of onion. You can tweak the recipe naman eh. Kasi I'm inspired by other recipes, but I end up tweaking most of them according to my family's preference. So I end up changing it a bit. Like this one, we can add string beans, but since we don't have string beans available, we make do with the ingredients that we have. As for the seasonings, we have salt, we have pepper. Again, you can omit the pepper if you don't like pepper. And we'll try using fish sauce. This is about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce that we can lessen or we can add more to depending on the tasting we have later. Because we have to taste as we cook. Otherwise, we'll end up with a salty or a bland dish. Okay? I don't know about you. I remember having this weird belief with my family that you can't cook chicken with squash. I don't know why.
What?
They say that if you do, you might end up having a very bad skin disease. So in my family, we don't cook chicken with squash. I don't know if you have that belief too. So it's better to avoid it than be sorry if it turns out to be true. So anyway, let's cook! Okay, this goes first. You have to boil it to soften the meat and extract the flavor. Okay? So I've sliced the squash into smaller pieces, and you might think that this is too much. Again, you can edit, you can tweak the recipe. Since I'm cooking for 4, I think this is just enough because some of the pieces will melt with the coconut milk, which in turn will make it thick and soupy, just the way we prefer it. Again, cooking is a learning experience. You can tweak, you can adjust the saltiness or the spiciness as you go along. Just like this one, since it seems a bit big for, if you're just cooking for 2, you can lessen the ingredients. Important thing is you taste as you cook, okay? If you have an immersion blender, you can omit the pork and just cook according to the instructions, and just before finish, you can blend it all. It will make for a very thick pumpkin soup. But I don't have an immersion blender, so we'll stick to the plan, okay? I found something that will go well with our dish. Ta-da! Tuyo. Let's see what we can do with this. Nakakatusok. Nakatusok ako. It's making tusok. Ow! Nagalit sa akin yung tuyo. Sinilay ko daw siya.